Welcome back to the Wrestling Aroundup, where once again, it's just the A Squad. So with me is the world-class wrestling journalist, Aaron Franklin. Aaron, how are we doing?
Yeah, not bad. Gonna stick to Ross's rules of no banter.
Yeah, absolutely no banter on the show.
Yeah.
And to really kind of like really enforce the no banter rule, Terry Peters is going to be joining us momentarily throughout the well, at some point during the show, we'll get old Terence Peters the third appearance.
Mm.
But we may as well kick off with a show I've not watched yet, so I'm really taking Ross's role seriously here. Crown Jewel was this weekend.
It was.
I've seen the results, so I know what happens, and hopefully, if you listen to this, because it's gonna be probably gonna be titled something like WWE Crown Jewel Fallout, so spoilers are coming. But Aaron, you have seen the pay per view. What did you? Oh, sorry, the premium live event. What did you think of it?
Just a bit wanky. It was all right. But a lot of the finishes and just felt wanky to me.
Yeah, what was the main one I saw like a lot of consternation about was the Brock and Bobby finish. Like what happened?
So Lashley was dominating, and then Lesnar got a quick pin, basically. So obviously fans are not happy that Lashley didn't win. It's understandable.
Yeah. So that's kind
But
of one all this year now, isn't it? So do you reckon they're going to have a
yeah,
rubber match?
well, apparently the plan was to do the third match at day one. Obviously, that's been cancelled now. So it'd be interesting to see whether they roll it on to Royal Rumble or whether they leave it until WrestleMania and
Yeah.
make a big match of it at WrestleMania.
Yeah, we've not really. It'd be nice to see a Brock match that's not a title match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember the last time that happened. So, yeah, all the other thing they could do, while this is a wild shout, just put it on TV. Get a proper huge rating by just building up to it for 3 hours of Raw.
Yeah,
Put it
we
on
could do
TV.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, if they do it at WrestleMania, it's a good match for them both. Like you say, it keeps Brock out of the title picture, but chances are we're going to have The Rock there. That's what I think WWE are aiming for.
Yeah.
Or Cody Rhodes. You're going to have Cody Rhodes in the main event, aren't you? It's going to be either The Rock or Cody.
Yeah. So it's a big match, isn't it, that they can do without either of those two. And then we'll go through the full card, but obviously the main event was Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. So I was out on Saturday night, checked Twitter. People absolutely raving about this match and Logan Paul's performance. I've seen the frog splash through the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you make of Logan Paul's match?
Loved it. Did not enjoy seeing Jake Paul. He's just a little prick, isn't he?
Yeah, and there's now rumblings that he's going to be joining the WWE as well.
Yeah. So the rumor, I believe the rumor is, well, the Pauls want to go for the tag team championships now.
Yeah.
As Roman was walking up the ramp at the end of Crown Jewel, he was saying, "Get out of here! You don't belong here." I'm guessing he's just alluding to the main event, like Logan belong in the main event.
I've got this fear. I don't know where it's coming from. The Jake Paul doesn't understand it as much as Logan Paul. He will just refuse the job. It's a bit like when they brought Floyd Mayweather in. It was like, oh shit, we can't have him lose because he's undefeated in boxing. So we can't even like kind of question that he's gonna. And I'm assuming you'd have to do the same with Jake Paul. Really, I think I'm resident boxing expert. Ross isn't here, but I think Jake Paul's undefeated in boxing. So I don't know if he'd want to blemish that record in wrestling, even though it's obviously kind of predetermined.
Yeah, I mean he's probably got a few boxing matches left in him as well, hasn't
he? Yeah, I think he called out Nate Diaz after he beat Anderson Silva last week.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really much of a win though, beating Silver, is it? He's an old man.
He's an old man, and I think Nate Diaz is like half his size, so it's still probably not going to be a win. But
yeah,
there's a lot of people who pay to see Jake Paul get beat up.
Well, yeah, I mean, have you seen the amount of views that Logan's video got? As how it's had on Instagram so far, it's like 4.2 million.
Yeah, and speaking of people who people want to see get beat up, here he is. Terry Peters.
Maybe one day we'll get to see Under Peters versus Terry Taker.
Yeah, Under Peters is coming. But he's not here yet. This is Terry. Terrence Peters the third.
Hello.
Has joined us. Have you seen Crown Jewel, Terry?
So say that again. You cut out.
Have you seen Crown Jewel?
Not all of it.
I've not seen any of it. Aaron's seen it all. But have you seen the main event, or have you seen the Frog Splash video? The main event, basically, because that's
impressive.
That's what we're talking. Yeah, to hold his phone the entire time.
He's an impressive man, unlike his brother, who's a disgraceful man.
Yeah, we've just been discussing that also.
Very much like there's a lot of people who pay a lot of good money. CJ Paul get beat up.
If you was to, as a wrestling fan, watch a Logan Paul match and not know any of his history, you wouldn't think that he's only had 3 matches.
No,
he's taken it very seriously, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And kudos to him for that.
So
he also pulled off buckshot lariat that obviously CM Punk was unable to do.
it's a lot better than CM Punk. Yeah, that's that really fanned the flames of the WWE AEW gang wars on Twitter.
Yeah.
But when I saw that, but yeah, it was very impressive actually. The buckshot lariat's a bit of a weird move in it because I've noticed that everyone slows down to the point of you may as well just do a normal clothesline by the time you landed.
Yeah, but he was off the mark, really, wasn't he?
It was really good. I think during the table spot, he did basically break everything in his leg. So there was a torn meniscus, torn MCL.
Are they confirmed? Are they actually genuinely real injuries?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
I think the ACL is kind of unconfirmed. I was listening to Dave Meltzer, and he said the ACL is unconfirmed, but the meniscus was basically obvious.
I thought it was just,
and that was halfway through the match.
Brother.
Yeah,
halfway through the match, and he managed to finish. Very impressive.
Yeah, but I don't want to kind of predict anything because this might be a bold prediction. But Dave Meltzer said that was the perfect match.
5-star
on Wrestling Observer Live. So if he's saying, but he did qualify at the end by saying for Logan Paul. So whether that gets, but I think he'll be over 4 stars. I think that's the impression I got from listening to him speak. He said he was the best third match guy he's seen since Owen Hart. So he said Kang was nowhere near this level on after 3 matches. Even Pat McAfee, who won Rookie of the Year last year.
So Logan Paul for Rookie of the Year. Then.
Well, he was saying that
guaranteed, isn't it?
He was saying that basically he probably wouldn't be because of Braun Breaker and Hook. We're also qualified for this.
So Hook's winning that then.
Yeah, well, if it's a fan vote on the Wrestling Observer, then Hook's
winning.
Hook is winning. Yeah, although Pat McAfee won it last year.
Yeah,
it was a very good pay-per-view. Good main event. The rest of the card for me just felt a bit fucky, just a bit wanky.
It's a weird one though, isn't it, Crown Jewel? Because it doesn't really follow much. It's kind of just get your big stars out there for your big payday, isn't it? I'm just trying to.
Yeah, but I mean,
the only matches I haven't seen, to be fair, are the Usos match, the last woman standing match, and obviously the Logan Paul match as well.
I don't know, like the way they did Clash at the Castle, I just thought, right, this is going to be another big pay-per-view where shit happens.
No, but Clash at the Castle's got a different feel. To me, the Saudi Arabia shows are just like exhibition shows.
Yeah, I tell you what, the crowd were loud.
Yeah, they've sorted the crowd out now, haven't they? Because the first one they had all basically the Saudi royal family.
Yeah.
I quite like Brock and Bobby though.
Yeah,
that was quite good match. Genuinely thought Bobby was going to win that.
What did you think of the finish, Terry? Because it was controversial, apparently. Yeah.
Weird. Bobby didn't have his shoulders down. Odd finish for me.
Yeah, building to a rematch at some point.
Alexa Bliss is quite clearly going to be infected by Bray soon. Because that thing flushed up on the TV and it put her off the pre-match promo.
Yeah, I saw
and,
the
and as well, we knew that result was coming. They didn't even change the bloody side plates.
They did not.
No, didn't even change the side.
Yeah,
plates.
I will catch up with this premium live event at some point. But
this PLE.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Clash at the Castle because breaking news from
Crash at the Andrew Castle.
Hopefully that will come at some point. I daren't promise it now because I keep cancelling. So 2023. But it was an internal memo went out to WWE that Crown Jewel surpassed Clash at the Castle to become the most viewed international premium live event in company history.
I'm guessing that they're gonna put that down to Logan and Jake Paul, aren't they?
I guess there'll be.
I would assume so.
Was it available free in Saudi?
I think they're on. I think they're on TV in Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't because I don't know if maybe I'm just thinking if it's shown for free to show. Ooh, look, Saudi TV.
Yeah, but then
As a
so
pl-
was
as a,
I guess
as a
so
pl-
was Clash of the Castle,
yeah,
wasn't it?
but
Albeit
no,
on BT.
what I was going to say was did they have to pay for that in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, it's mandated that you got to watch it
Mm-hmm.
in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's what I
basically.
mean. So yeah,
Yeah.
basically that's what I'm getting at. Is it because there's something like that?
I don't know, but they did say also that they touted 7-figure viewership for the show on Peacock in the US, so that means at least 1 million people watched it, which I always thought would be more than that. But I don't. Maybe that's good. I suppose, in fairness, they only had like around 1 million WWE networks.
Yeah, but you think
I always wonder though how many. Sorry, I'm gone.
The airtime in America would have been real shitty, wouldn't it?
It was 1 p.m. I think for them Saturday afternoon. But yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
quite good the way they're touting it. If you think, Raw on a Monday night and it gets like,
But I wonder as well
million
how many Americans have a VPN and have access to the WWE network rather than Peacock, because that could affect your figures.
But yeah, I think that's a good. If they're touting it, it must be good. But I would assume it was the Logan Paul crowd. If you got Peacock anywhere, you would you'd flick it on, wouldn't you, and watch it. I assume. But yeah, it beat the greatest Royal Rumble in terms of Saudi events being watched live.
I think it's probably the best Saudi event. It's probably the biggest, isn't it?
I don't. What are you talking about? This Crown Jewel that just happened, or actually, I didn't enjoy it.
Better than the greatest Royal Rumble.
What was the Turok Challenge or whatever it was?
No, the greatest with Babatunde, who's just got on Time Celebrity, so good luck to him. The others.
Ah, speaking of Saudi Arabia, come on, do me well in the World Cup. I've got you on my sweepstakes. 750 to 1.
Not a prayer.
Yeah. No, I know. And then I went and picked it out somebody else's team out for him who wasn't in the office today. Got on fucking Germany, didn't I?
I'd have swapped. Could you do that?
Someone had already told him, and the names are all written down with stuff next to it. So fucking yeah.
I tried to swap that.
I saw green when I opened my thing. Thought I had Brazil.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. It could have been worse.
Brazil is still in our sweepstakes as well. There's 4 teams left, and Brazil are one of them.
Can you have another go if you don't get enough?
I'm not in the office now till Wednesday, so it'll definitely be gone.
Outrageous, yeah. But that was Crown Jewel / Terry sweepstake, but it seems like you could be heading for a defeat.
It was in theme with Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
It wasn't just random, it was in theme. So up the Saudis, come on Saudi.
Wrestling Twitter has just disowned you
in football
for saying that. David Bixon's fan is going to be fuming. I should probably move on from Saudi Arabia, but yeah, we probably won't do a review of it, but we'll watch it at some point. We're still waiting for the Clash at the Castle, are we? Let's go on next then, because Ross isn't here yet, so we can talk about this. Sasha Banks is being seen training ahead of a potential return.
Royal Rumble?
I think she'll be back before then. I have a feeling it's going to be Survivor Series.
Nah, number 30 Royal Rumble for me.
You've got to pad out War Games, aren't you?
And she's a natural opponent for me for like Bailey.
2 heels, she'll come back as a heel.
Oh, Sasha Banks is coming back as babyface, 100%.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. People love.
I think
people shitting on the company that they watch. MJF, CM Punk back in there.
Yeah.
People love it. Yeah.
CM who?
Yeah, you know the guy.
Well, that guy that walks out after his boss had given him.
Bear in mind,
I'll just shoot away. He's back. He's going to be in news.
Bear in mind, up to the Royal Rumble, you've still got more returns to come. You've got Flair still to return.
I thought you meant Ric Flair. Then I was like, "Fucking hell, he's not having another last match."
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah, I mean, rumors are Triple H still trying to get Tegan Knox back.
There's a problem apparently with her work permit, the green card. I think that's the issue with her. Because otherwise, I think she would have already been back personally.
Yeah, I think Survivor Series for Banks, if I'm honest.
I think it's going to be an interesting few weeks.
I think they'll go into Survivor Series or War Games with a mystery opponent on one of the teams, and then Banks will turn up.
Yeah, Triple H has done this before, hasn't he? He had it with did it with Kevin Owens, didn't he, in NXT?
Big old fan of the song that they've got for War Games this year.
Oh no, anyway, is it?
War Pigs by Black Sabbath. What a
Ah.
band.
You can
What
tell
a
it's
band.
you can tell it's full on Triple H here now.
Yeah.
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 I won't say what I was about to say because I'll bring it up at the end because it's a total different news item.
We got rid of Flow Rider finally, and we're moving on. Well, no, we've been the weekend a lot recently, hasn't it? Actually,
The weekend just reminds me of lockdown.
yeah, he's got like WrestleMania on lock. I'm sure he's in the last 3 WrestleManias now.
Because he just reminds me of that TikTok thing that was about when everyone was locked in their houses for the first time. Which reminds me of Yeston Reese because he was the first person I saw to do it. So there you go. Shout out to Yeston Reese.
Yeah, he was an NXT UK for a brief period, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Yeston Reese, yeah.
Shout out to Yeston.
Yeston Harris. I played rugby. I've lost track completely where I am now, but yeah.
Sasha
Oh,
Banks.
I was going to move on quickly to War Games there. We've only got 3 weeks to build it. We've got no matches in our shit, so they're going to have to.
Well, I think it's more or
Hurry
less
up, aren't they?
confirmed that one of the matches is going to involve the whole of the bloodline.
Yeah.
Yeah, the poster looks fantastic. With all the-
Although Jimmy is injured apparently.
Potentially, yeah.
They
He's got an
said
MRI this week.
Yeah.
So that could throw a spanner in the old
No,
works.
just get Heyman in a t-shirt, be all right.
Yes.
I like Kurt Angle's part of the Shield.
Yeah. I suppose they could do 4 and 4 though. That's a typical. You could have that as a War Games.
And then
match.
do the tag belts under a 3-bed rule. So Sammy.
I was going to say that's the story then, isn't it? Like Sammy loses them.
Sammy loses
them. Yeah, just before they break the record. That's what I would do.
And
I wouldn't have Sammy lose.
No, because I think there's a really good way to do it. Sammy doesn't get blamed. Jimmy gets blamed for not being there.
I think Sammy should get pinned, but Jimmy could have made the break and doesn't. That's just
because he's not feeling.
It's just gonna implode, and then, isn't it?
No loose. Yeah. Yeah, we just take all those segments, though, don't we?
Yeah.
But I think Sammy is involved with them losing it definitely. But I think he gets out of it somewhere to avoids the blame.
Yeah, it depends when they're going to turn him eventually, right? It's going to be sadder than the Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens.
I think it's going to come to what pay-per-views have we got between Royal? Well, we don't really know Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
They got Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber, sorry.
Yeah, in Montreal, Sammy's hometown.
Does something happen? Something happen there, and then you have a big WrestleMania match, tag team titles. Something.
Could do it there. Yeah, that's the if the Paul brothers if Logan Paul's injured, I mean, I wouldn't do that match anyway. But then I would build to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos at WrestleMania and start the build in Montreal somehow. He makes a save there or something.
Yeah.
Both hometown boys be a big pop. I think they must have booked that place for a reason. Although I don't know. Could be making it up completely. I've gone way off to already. So anyway, that was Sasha Banks returning.
Somewhat.
Potentially. Well, we're talking about WrestleMania anyway, so we're going to go to this one. WrestleVotes reported that Steve Austin would more than listen to any potential WrestleMania 39 match.
Yes.
Which I think he might be in a weird way, he may become the new Undertaker now for a couple of years.
Oh God.
I'm not averse to it though.
Yeah, well, you just have an Austin match at WrestleMania. Who's Austin going to face at WrestleMania this year?
Best way to do it. Just get someone on his...
Aaron looked elated. Terry looks... Okay, so, Aaron, you go first. Why is it a good idea?
He's money, isn't he? He is. I mean, who have you got on the card apart from Logan Paul, Roman Reigns, Cody? They're probably the big three at the moment, aren't they? You get Austin in, you've got you're getting the demographic, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So with Cody, Reigns, Logan, you've got probably the 18 to 40 demographic. You get Austin in, you've suddenly got the 40 to 60 demographic. Yeah. It's just money, isn't it? That's what it comes down to. You've got all them people who remember him from 20 years ago. Like they did at last WrestleMania. And was that a bad match? No, it wasn't. It was a very good match.
It was fantastic. My only fear is that now there's a lot of pressure does he feel the pressure to top that one?
It just depends who his opponent is, but I think the best way to potentially book someone is just have someone go off on his podcast on Broken Skulls.
Yeah.
Just challenge him.
He comes out for an open challenge and CM Punk's back. That would
Christ.
If anything was going to tempt CM Punk back to the WWE, it's a WrestleMania match.
Getting
Just not
buried
call
by
Steve
Austin.
Yeah, he'd do it. He'd do it.
Yeah.
I think any wrestler, like literally any wrestler, other than maybe I think any wrestler at this point would happily job to Steve Austin.
I won't.
Happen, Terry. We'll
No,
book
I
that.
would. I totally would.
You just
You
look
said
like
it now. You've laid down the gauntlet, Terry. That's it.
just look like a pair of tits in the ring, though, wouldn't you? You bald heads.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant I've got a pair of tits. So I'm
God,
put on a bit of weight, but fucking hell, it's a bit harsh.
How's the Porky Peters going?
I don't know. My scales have got low batteries, and I don't know where to replace them.
Fair enough.
And I've eaten birthday cake for about the last 2 weeks, so
Yeah,
probably not brilliant.
enough,
And I think the other day I literally managed 1,000 steps all day.
it's going well.
Yeah,
Well,
brilliant.
it's winter now, isn't it? So you might as well just give it till January.
Yeah.
And to be fair, yeah, why not? It's the fucking point.
I've just taken it.
Eating's expensive, so become fat. Warm yourself.
That is true, actually. Just sweat all night.
I don't know if you've been following my Twitter, but I often have a weekly fallout with my energy company.
I saw you had a fallout with Sky.
No, I didn't follow it with Sky. It was just a general observation.
It is pretty odd.
I don't actually have Sky, to be fair. I just find it bizarre that HD doesn't come as standard and you have to be charged £8 for it.
This is typical Peters.
Complaining about something
That I don't even have.
Complain about product you never have. No, I do find it absurd though. I'm back down to standard definition for most of my TV channels now.
It's ridiculous. £8.
Yeah.
Give it standard Sky. It's 2022.
Right, what I want to see, right, forget Martin Lewis, get Terry Peters doing his own money saving tips podcast.
Hey, I had who did I follow up with? Northern Trains as well the other week.
Yeah,
that was quite good.
Fair enough on that one.
They were fucking stupid.
Yeah, Ross is going to kill us because there's no banter on this show, but we're going to go for it anyway. Let's have a look
if you work for Northern Trains, sort your train service out. Come on, put more trains on. It's not difficult. Don't blame open returns and season tickets at £9.25 on a Saturday morning from Hull to Rotherham.
Well, I blame TransPennine because they keep cancelling it, which means the northern ones are busier.
Just put more fucking trains on. It's not difficult.
So look at Terry. Oh, is it right falling out? Someone said just tell him you're leaving and include it. Well, like that only works if you're there in the first place.
Yeah, I have replied to that saying I was only having a look.
Yeah,
he's a nice man.
Yeah, I know you have too many conversations on Twitter. I was going to go through your latest rants, but
if you go on my pictures and you'll see
you've got too many friends on Twitter. Like I don't have any. So.
Go on my latest media post and you'll find the one where they wanted to increase my bill.
Shell Energy.
That's the one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I often follow
over £500 in credit.
Yeah.
And you went, yeah, it's a nightmare that.
And their app doesn't work, and they were meant to fix it. But I raised it initially in July. Didn't hear anything. Obviously, a few DMs went back and forward. Raised it again in October. Fixed within the week. Still not fucking fixed. Then I again messaged them. And they're like, "Oh, we are aware of it." I was like, "Were you actually going to fix it at some point?" I asked if we could take it higher, and they went, "Well, you're not the only person with this problem." I went, "Not fucking stupid. I know that." I don't think they really were impressed with me when I said that.
No, we've followed up for you on the Wrestling Around account. Don't worry about it.
Oh. I'm intrigued.
So that was that. We just told Shell to get it sorted. You've been trolling Nadine Dorries. Good stuff all around. Terry's Twitter.
What did I say to Nadine? I've called Nadine Zahar as well.
Just Terry trolling the Tories. Speaking of potential Tories, I don't know. He's English. Nick Aldis. And
where do we think he'll go?
I don't know. I saw it like he's handing his notice into the NWA, and I was like, what does Ice Cube make of this?
Billy Corgan's come out and said something, and Nick Aldis pretty much said this is exactly part of the reason why I'm leaving. I think he'll end up in AEW because we need somebody else to turn up each week on end. And he's another new free signing.
I don't know, because I've heard a lot on because Bruce Pritchard's still heavily involved in WWE, and that's set to continue. And he's never really been a big fan of Nick Aldis on his podcast. He's always kind of said there's just something about him that's just not there. Sounds like star power.
Because he's a former gladiator.
Well, they've kind of built the company around him and Trevor Murdoch, though. They're the two big stars, aren't we?
Mm.
Well, they've got is it Tyrus now in the main event, which is a choice.
For me, I think he'll go into Impact.
That's another one as well that we've completely just disregarded. He's been an Impact legend, isn't he?
I was thinking Impact, but I just feel as though Tony Khan's when people goes, "Ooh, shiny new wrestler that I've never had before. Let's have him."
It's just getting stupid now, though.
Have we covered Dynamite from last week?
No.
No, I
Right,
haven't
okay.
actually.
We'll bring that up next then, because this was my whole point of why I'll go there, because I literally said to somebody, I said, it's been going on 3 years. Has there actually been a week where he hasn't actually brought somebody new in? And he went, I actually can't think of a week where he hasn't done it. So I just think he'll go, oh, look, new wrestler for me to sign.
Yeah.
And
But
not do
I think
anything.
Nick Aldis knows his worth a bit. I don't think he'll.
I think he's
he'll
very
go for it.
intelligent. I do think
Yeah.
he's very intelligent. Well,
I
is
think he'd
Mickey,
rather be a big fish in a small pond, which is
is
why he's been
Mickey-
in the NBA for so long.
is Mickey still in TNA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could sway because obviously
I think there was a lot of falling
out.
out because Billy Corgan was basically like all the indie wrestling women aren't good enough for NWA or something, and everyone's like, you just had Tyrus in the main event, mate.
Yeah,
But yeah,
he comes across as a bit of a tit, to be fair.
Billy Corgan.
Yeah,
Billy Corgan smashing pumpkins. Homer Simpson
I get
smiling
it.
politely.
I get you.
But Billy Corgan's also open to discussion with Triple H for WWE to buy the NWA. Like,
That's kind of like me saying Triple H from Open Feud to discuss buying my Twitch channel. It's never going to happen, is it?
I think it's fairly likely.
I don't see it because they've got NXT.
It's developmental, isn't it?
Yeah, but they've got
Yeah.
NXT
Yeah,
and
but
NXT level.
NXT is not going to be a developmental brand. It's going to be a third brand. That's how he's going to build it again.
but he's already got Evolve, though, hasn't he? For
Yeah,
I know they didn't do anything with it.
and you've got ICW as well. They're still linked with them, aren't they?
The only I think if you're going to buy NWA, I wouldn't be buying it to use it as a developmental territory. I'd be buying it just to get the belts.
Get the belts and all the archives. Because you think
well, I think they've got most of them already, haven't they?
I was going to say they've got a lot of those, haven't they?
Yeah, a lot of them came through with WCW, I think.
But then does it become Tony Khan just buying Ring of Honor for the sake of it? I don't think he'll touch it personally. Really,
but that would be, I don't know, the WWE owning the NWA World Championship. I mean, if Vince was here, I could see it more than likely, to be honest.
I think Triple H is a massively different business mind, though, isn't he?
But he does love the history.
He does. But
you did have the big gold NWA belt on the wall.
Yeah.
Office.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what the NWA would look like under WWE. Like, I don't know. Yeah, again, like I'm not sure why they need it.
No, I don't think they do.
You've got NXT level up, and they did film a pilot of NXT Evolve ages ago. Never used.
And then
it,
you've got NXT Europe. You've got NXT Europe starting as well. So
yes, coming back or starting next year.
Yeah, starting coming back, whichever way you want. Rebranding.
Yeah, apparently BT Sport are heavily involved in that. So
are they?
It's exciting. Yeah.
So I think just for those reasons that for me it doesn't happen. But Nick Aldis, I think, yeah, actually now Mickey's still in Impact. I think he could go there.
How old is Nick Aldis?
He's only 36. That's always early excited.
36.
Yeah, no. He was madness.
Well, he's got the.
When was he in the reboot of Gladiators? Was it about 10 years ago?
Oh, it's longer than that. It's like 2008, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Christ.
I was living. 2008 got rebooted.
Christ. So what was he then? 22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Early 20s.
Jesus.
Yeah, but no, he could be you mentioned NXT Europe. There's not many British wrestlers left, is there? You could go there, but I think he'll want to be on the main roster wherever he is. Actually, 36. He's got a lot of time.
He's got plenty of years left.
He's got 10 years, and that's just to get to Bobby Lashley's age.
Speaking of Mickey James, put our theme song on Spotify the other day. What a banger!
Hardcore Country.
Oh yeah,
Hardcore Country.
Yeah, not the Mickey James clapping one.
But maybe they could both be in the Royal Rumble. Do you know why? Because Triple H is thinking, this is what a segue. Triple H is thinking of extending them to 40 men, 40 women. He loved the one that Alberto Del Rio won.
I was going to say we had one, didn't we? That Alberto Del Dickhead one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just do one better. 3 rings.
Yes.
60 men. World War 3.
Do you know what? The 3 rings always looked awkward to me. I'd go one further.
4 rings.
4 rings. Because World War 3 is kind of trademarked now by...
Why not just one big circular ring?
Yeah.
One big circle.
We could do that, yeah. Because obviously, Vince let the trademark to World War 3 go and Putin took it. So it'd have to be World War 4 now anyway. So just 4 rings. Let's go for it.
Well, then you'd have to go up to 80 men.
Yeah. All the men's and the women's at the same time, like the Money in the Bank that year.
That was brilliant. That's
Tony
one of my favorite.
Tony Khan could easily do an 80-man over the top row, couldn't he?
And
I know,
that's only half his. And that's only half his
what's he going to do the
roster.
roster? Yeah, but then it's you're going to do a women's one as well, and it's like, oh, you mean 8? Yeah, I don't know if I'm totally be up for it, but yeah, do you know I'm all for it now. I think the 40-man ones.
Because he's built the roster, hasn't he? Well, he's going to carry on building between now and Royal Rumble.
There's a lot of people on it, isn't there, that could easily qualify.
Because I think this year's Royal Rumble was one of the worst ones in a long time. Just in terms of there was no surprises. Brock just digs everyone out in like 10 minutes at the 5 minutes at the end.
Oh yeah, it was Shane McMahon, wasn't it, this year?
Shane McMahon ruined everything.
Yeah, it wasn't a good Rumble this year. Whereas 20.
So that's what you could do.
Was
like Shane, here's the 30-man spot, and he's like, oh, nice one, number 30, finally, and then just have 10 more people after him. Solve 2 problems at once.
And then the other good thing was Mickie James coming out in the women's one
as the
Ring TNA champion,
and they've got to find all this room now for all the New Japan guys and the Noah guys who are coming in. Michael Cole mentioned Bullet Club live on Crown Jewel.
So I'm just looking at this year's Rumble. You had one free agent, which was Shane McMahon, and you had 2 celebrities in there, Bad Bunny and Johnny Knoxville.
I forgot Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, because it led to that great Sammy match.
Led to one of the greatest matches of all time.
And
what a year, Sami Zayn said.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't a very good Royal Rumble.
Your other free agent was Brock, but I'm not counting that.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of surprise in the women's like normally because they need
to have the Hall of Famers. So this year you had.
But even it's always the same ones, isn't it? It's always Kelly, Molly Holly.
The Bella Twins, Molly Holly, Lita, and Ivory.
Yeah,
I don't think...
Summer Rae, Alicia Fox, Sarah Logan, and Cameron, Michelle McCool, Kelly Molina. Yeah, it's all the same.
I think by the time we get to January, he's going to have no need for any women surprises, shall we say.
I think you might get 1 or 2, maybe. But
I don't think
it won't be as many as.
I don't think he'll need it, and I think he'll still have enough free women to do a couple of matches.
Well, considering 9, 10 this year were either Hall of Famers or free agents, so third, I think you're going to be a lot less than that this year coming. And Mickie James in there as well, so actually 11. Not even under contract.
Scoop Elder just got some breaking Nick Aldis news. Basically, so it's a long Fightful Select post that came out 3 minutes ago, but we've just got it. He was basically suspended at some point, but he was suspended in January earlier.
Who missed all?
This was this year. This year he's been suspended till January. So Fightful was scheduled to interview former NWA World Champion Nick Aldis on November 7th to promote the company's weekend show, but it's not happening. Why isn't it happening? Because he's basically been suspended. So he told him to give notice. NWA issued a statement saying, pursuant to the recent comments made by Nick Aldis, the National Wrestling Alliance has suspended Aldis on the main roster and effective immediately. Aldis will not appear for the Hard Times Free pay-per-view and Revolution Rumble television tapings in New Orleans on November the 12th and November 13th. As such, the NWA reserves its right to comment on this matter at a future date. So yeah, if they're sad about it, it's not. It's Aldis will have some media appearances this week to address the matter. Fightful have inquired with NWA locker room members to see if it's situations at work, and they're not sure either way.
Why is everything suddenly a work nowadays?
Everyone's convinced it's a work, and which I would have thought the whole Cody move into WWE would make people more. It's not a work.
People don't want to feel stupid. That's why everything.
But I think it makes them look more stupid. Like everyone who was convinced.
I'm agreeing with you.
Moxley was staying in WWE, and it was all a work, and then the Cody thing, and now the CM Punk thing. Just give it up. You're like more of an idiot. We've got nowhere near through all these headlines, but we should probably stop soon because Ross is going to join and we've been going for.
Can we cover Jarrett then?
Yes, let's cover Jarrett and AEW in general, basically. So 2 big stories. First one is Colt Cabana is back.
And probably gone again.
And it's probably gone again.
So that's that one done.
And I think the mix look kind of like a bitch. So here's my It's everyone's like, oh, it's great for Colt Cabana. Like, this was totally CM Punk's fault. Like, no, CM Punk was never the boss. Tony Khan was the boss. Like, you can't just blame this all on CM Punk. CM Punk probably did go like, I don't want this fella, working here, but someone had to agree to it, and that person, was Tony Khan. So I don't think it's a good look. If I was Colt Cabana in some ways, I'd have been like, fuck you. I'm not going out. But I think he probably is paying cost of living in that. But, yeah, that was that. But I don't understand where all this praise is coming from for AEW for bringing Colt Cabana back when it was their choice to hold him off TV in the first place. That's me. And the second one is Jeff Jarrett's back.
What the fuck is? Like, I don't mind him moving into an office job, but why have him come out and attack Darby Allin?
Because Darby Allin is feuding with WCW.
Just for fuck's sake, Tony. Like, why?
Because he's probably one of the biggest stars on his roster now.
Ugh, fucking Jeff Jarrett.
He does have a habit of getting into like everything.
Although this is probably the best business decision Tony Khan has made since day one of AEW, of bringing in Jeff Jarrett.
Well,
Jeff Jarrett, who built Impact
and ruined it.
He didn't ruin though, because he left before Hogan ruined it.
And he built Global Force Wrestling, which was a Ponzi scheme.
Whoa,
I believe.
That was class. That I was the Global Force Wrestling TV champion at one point. we had a great time. All the big stars out. So that was they were heavily promoted. They had like loads of links with like, what did they produce Wrestle Kingdom 1 year? Not for like properly, but just like in terms of like getting on pay per view. Cody was on there because he defended it in WCW.
Let me find. Global Force Gold was a Ponzi scheme, apparently, according to thesportster.com.
There you go.
Just reading through it.
I just hope that even though he's signed with AEW, he's still going to be doing this thing with Conrad.
I think he will be. That seems to be the.
Conrad's very much on his side.
Conrad is the forbidden door, I think, though, right? Like, because you've got like people who love AEW, people who work with him, like JR, and then you've got Bischoff on the other side, all under the Conrad umbrella. But yeah, I guess the other thing he's probably stopping is like, this he might not be as involved as much in the last match stuff, or AEW just going to help produce them.
I'm just reading a bit more about GFW. So on the GFW website, Jarrett released a since deleted video explaining how we can become members of Team Jarrett with Global Force Gold. The video is a promotion for Karabars, a German company who were a bank independent trading house for merchandise and precious metals, especially gold bullion in the form of card in small denominations.
It's a bit like Herbalife but with metal.
And they're saying it was a Ponzi scheme. It was obviously a Ponzi scheme. Lou's been told off by his watch here.
No, I got some more breaking Fightful news, but I'm just going to double check it before. It's all happening tonight.
But I do like, to be fair, I do like what they brought Jarrett in for behind the scenes, because it'll open up their sort of house show market, which I think is something. I'm surprised it's taken them 3 years to do, to be fair. I'm surprised it's taken them 3 years.
Yeah.
But on screen, please no. Please no.
He's not apparently he's not going to have a huge on-screen presence. I think he's just going to turn up
bring him out on screen to start with?
Because it's a big signing, isn't it? It's a big signing.
The internet has laughed it all over. It's been brilliant. And it was the worst. It was the worst guitar shot I've ever seen.
People may laugh.
You could have driven a bus through it. It took that long to hit Darby Allin's head.
People may laugh, but he's a better wrestler than 99% of his roster. So
I think Darby Allin's a strange choice.
I don't think he's going to have a feud with Darby Allin. I think he's just set Darby Allin up to have a feud with the rest of the whatever they're called.
Who does he join?
Bivens, Stokely.
Yeah. Oh, the Femme.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they did pop up in the GCW shows, all, didn't they? And Jarrett's been on there as well. Maybe it's all connected.
Yeah.
Somewhere. But yeah, on the AW house show front, I don't understand. I think WWE should stop doing house shows because no one goes to them. like obviously it's different when you go to the international house shows, I think. But these ones in the middle of like nowhere where like 1,000 people go, what's the point?
Yeah, there's no point.
If I was AEW, I'd just be concentrating on building up the TV attendance
The
again.
thing is, I feel like it's something that the pandemic sort of killed that was already dead, like fully killed before it was already dead.
Yeah, if you just look on like WrestleTix and stuff, like even the WWE ones, like they sell out the pay-per-views instantly, but the house shows just nobody seems to be interested in them anymore.
I think it's because everything's so readily available now that it's easy to get hold of that they'd rather watch that than pay.
I think they must lose money doing house shows.
Yeah. The only advantage of it, I guess, is that it keeps your wrestlers sharper in some ways if they wrestle a bit more.
Yeah. But then it also increases your risk of injuries.
Did anyone see the fantastic Superman punch by Sami Zayn on Braun Strowman?
I did not. Was that a house show?
Yeah, this week.
I completely missed that, but yeah. That's what they are fun house shows on its own.
Yeah, they are fun, but I think in America though, I think they're pretty pointless. Personally. Yeah. I think abroad they're absolutely fine, obviously, but I think in America, I don't.
So we're saying to rural America, it's just drive to the big cities, get in your car, drive 6 hours, go see a real show. That's what I'm saying. And I stand by that.
I'm just having a look where the closest ones are at the moment. WWE live events.
All over the place.
Okay, so the next ones are advertising. In England.
They're in April. Are they?
It's got other upcoming events. There's Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, so the Saturday pay-per-view, the Saturday house shows are called Saturday night's main event now.
So they're only doing them on Saturday and Sunday.
Sunday's done it.
Right. Okay. So the next. Oh, right. Okay. And it was advertising. Sorry, near where I am. Those are the ones. So. Peoria, Illinois, Madison, Wisconsin. Doesn't appear to be really that close to where they are. Holiday tour super show. Then you've got a WWE live holiday tour, which you've got two of in the same day in two different towns.
Raw and SmackDown, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking how far ahead they go.
Yeah, they're all house shows and that, but it just kind of a bit pointless for me.
Whilst on the subject of AEW as well, before we obviously wrap up, Bandido's signed with AEW.
And he will be used again.
Bad decision on his part, I think, because MWE were interested. Surely you'd be thinking to yourself, I'll get used more on WWE.
Thing is, I think
Triple H in charge.
AEW showed the first interest, didn't they, by actually booking him?
So what?
I get it.
If you're a wrestler now, you're not going to be thinking, "Oh, fucking hell, I want to sign with AEW," because you're never going to be on TV.
Yeah, I guess the other thing is though, if he's not going to be on TV, AEW more likely, slightly more likely, because he seems to be cutting down it now. But they're going to let him go back to Mexico and wrestle, I think. Whereas WWE probably, you wouldn't, unless like once a year for someone's retirement tour.
Yeah, because he's been there a month, hasn't he? He's officially signed with them on the 5th of October. I don't really know if he's had a match since.
No, he's only just officially signed this week.
But he's another one where they've got to have a Ring of Honor deal, surely now. The amount of people are signing and the amount of, I'll just take Ring of Honor telly for a bit.
Because that's what the problem is.
Give back to Ring of Honor.
That's what the problem is. Ring of Honor's just trying to get that on TV, and it's taking up too much time off their own roster. Yeah.
There were more mentions of Ring of Honor on AEW's third anniversary show than AEW. True story. Well, that was the news. I think we've got through everything more or less with some guys released from NXT.
It's neither in there.
Oh, Ree behind it, said fuck CM Punk as well.
Yeah. She tweets a lot. That's my comment on that one. She's not a happy person.
Matt Hardy said that it was the Elite were not to blame for any of the...
Which, I mean, the internal investigation must have finished now, otherwise then Matt Hardy probably shouldn't be... But I'm assuming they're going to be back for, is it Revolution in November? No, Full Gear.
I forgot Matt Hardy was there.
Yeah, and there's a Ring of Honor pay-per-view at the end of the year as well, isn't it?
The common opinion everywhere seems to be that CM Punk's a piece of shit.
So. Yeah, except for actually, I think they still think it, but they want him back anyway. WWE.
Yeah, We probably knew he was a piece of shit.
Yeah. I think Triple H definitely did from that last meeting they had. But yeah, basically the end of this is we're going back. I'm sorry, everyone, to announce this now on the show, but we are going to go back to the CM Punk return confirmed rumors every week from now until it's like 50, I guess. To WWE.
Well, yeah, we've probably got about 7 years of plugging it, and then he'll return.
Yeah, then he'll come back. So he's going to actually be Nick Aldis's replacement in the NWA. And on that bombshell, I'm going to end the news. Terry Peters, where can we find you?
You can find me at Bell Nation everywhere.
A lot of streaming.
New game out.
At the moment. Bloody hell, I'm getting spammed.
New game out.
I did join on Sunday morning, but I just didn't say anything in the chat. I was too busy.
Son, don't worry. I'm glad I was your radio on Sunday morning.
I just watched you from afar.
What did you watch me do? Signed Jude Bellingham for £82 million.
Yeah, I think you were playing some sort of football simulation game.
My favourite game of all time.
Yeah.
Or game series.
And you can join me every Wednesday where we're going to be playing Disney Dreamlight Valley.
That's meant to be incredible.
Is it?
Yeah, it's meant to be really good.
It's free on Game Pass at the moment.
It's meant to be really good. Genuinely, I'm not.
Is it just Animal Crossing, but with
I think
Disney
so.
characters?
From what I understand, it meant to be absolutely incredible.
So join me for that at some point on Twitch.tv/Around. Aaron, where can we find you?
I will at some point make a return to Twitch. At some point. For now, you can see me retweeting occasionally on Twitter. Frankenstein91.
That's it. Yeah, we're very active on social media, all of us, especially the rest of the round account.
I'm active on social media.
At Rest Around. Not as active as Ross, though, clearly. Just can't stop the guy tweeting.
Man tweets every second.
Yeah, Ross is going to actually pay for a blue tick.
Fucking Elon. Does anyone see him without his hair transplant?
No, yeah, hair transplant.
Yeah, looks odd. I'll send you a picture.
Yeah, please do. Okay. Yeah, right. I'm going to wrap up this news episode now. Join us on Wednesday for WCW Halloween Havoc 997. Terry, what pay-per-view have you watched?
Most of this pay-per-view.
Okay, so he has watched the right pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It's a good start.
I was going to say, join us for Terry's thoughts on WCW Fall Brawl.
I've watched most of it, but not all of it, unfortunately. But I've got the best matches in.
The main event's great. I'm sure you've watched that.
Yeah.
What a classic ending as well. So
I'll pick up a review, but you can have my proper review of the best match I've ever seen, which we covered last week as well.
Sure did. Logan Piper in a cage. Right, join us all on Wednesday night for Wrestling Around. See you then.